Hello, I'm Paul Lindsay, and today we're going to learn about one of the main tools that we use in pop adjusting. It's called the Arthrostim. This is used along with the chiropractor's hands to facilitate the adjustment and to make it possible to adjust in all ranges of motion, a thing that has not been able to be done with hands alone. And so we need to learn how to do this, and so we prepared a small video to explain how the Arthrostim works. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you, with your hands and the instrument, can make a huge difference in your patient's life. The nervous system maps the body in 3D space, and all the information about the body and its afferent input is processed in the brain. All the information from the body, the afferent input, travels through the nervous system, and that nervous system is the conduit for this information, and therefore is integral to the whole system. So any damage there can affect other things, and when it travels through the nervous system, it then reaches the brain. The brain itself handles the signals from the spine in the following way. The signal travels up the spinal cord and then through the brain network and highlights a very focal area of the brain related to that area of the body. That all operates very well until we have damage in our body. If our body is damaged and we feel that damage in our nervous system, when the signal is transmitted, it gets distorted. And this distortion travels up the nervous system and then enters the brain. And when it enters the brain, it stimulates a larger area than should be stimulated. And this is called smudging. And it creates a distorted picture of our body. And the efferent signals from that area can also cause distortion. The nervous system operates through a channel that passes information about the body, and this information travels up and down the nervous system. Now, if that nervous system gets damaged, we get distortion. And with this distortion, our brain cannot map the body correctly. And when we can't map the body correctly, the brain does not understand what is happening with the body, and the brain crashes. When the brain receives disrupted feedback or corrupted feedback from the nervous system, it produces dysfunctional neural responses. And once these become established in the body, they can persist for a very long time, and they can persist even after the structures that generated that feedback have healed. This disafferentation or dysfunctional neural response can affect multiple systems throughout the whole body. These dysfunctional neural responses can be resolved by reintegrating, re-establishing and balancing the feedback. That's why when we look out into our waiting rooms, we shouldn't see broken bodies, we should see faulty computers. Now, medical doctors will always try and cover up the symptoms, and they do that by prescribing drugs. But that's just denying information to the computer and basically destroying the computer. So what we need to do is find a way to rebuild that computer to make it as good as new. And you'll be glad to know there is such a way. And just like programming computers in the real world, we need to learn a language. If you try and program a computer and don't know the language or cannot communicate with the computer, then you will not get any good response. And it's the same with our bodies. If we can learn the language that the brain operates off, then we can talk to it directly. Now, we know that computers can communicate through vast distances around the world and be completely synchronized, but it's dependent on that programming and speaking the same language. So we have to ask, what language does the brain speak? And we know it speaks through the low beta somatomotor neuron level, which is 12 to 14 beats per second. And this is how you, the chiropractor, can talk directly to the brain, the main control of our whole body, what maps out its whole space and tells it what it can and can't do, and what hurts and what doesn't hurt. So utilising the Arthrostim instrument that operates on the low beta somatomotor neuron level, the chiropractor's adjustment can connect directly to the brain, allowing the range of motion to improve and the adjustment to hold for a lot longer. It also builds the brain's functional map of the body, allowing for correct neuronal responses and not dysfunctional neuronal responses. And then those computers that are sitting in your waiting room, those brains, will be healed. And when they're healed, the body will heal. And that is why we use the Arthrostim so much in the pop adjusting course.